Demonstration is going to go over how to allow your ball to pick up your object. So there's a little bit of coding and just some other things that you need to go through. What we're first going to do is we're going to go into our prefab pickup. Now, if you, for some reason, your prefabs are not working, what you do need to make sure is that you just check that all your pickup objects in here contain these tags and things like that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go in and I'm going to click on my pickup, and the first thing I'm going to do is, again, this is my prefab pickup. I'm going to go up to my box collider and check trigger. Okay, so that should be checked right now. All right. The next thing we're going to do, now I've already kind of done this, but what you want to do is go in to the top here, and you want to create a tag for your pickup called pickup. Okay, it's very important that it's pick up, capital P, capital U, no space after anything. Just keep it exactly as that. Okay, so you're going to go in. Now you'll see that you won't have that drop down, so you're going to go into add tag. Okay, and then mine's already there. You can see it, but what you would hit is just plus, and then I would just call this like, oops, this is pick up to, right, or whatever. Okay, now I don't really want that, so I'm just going to delete it. Okay, then what I'm going to do is go back to my prefabs, click on my pickup again, and again, this is prefab, so it's going to apply it to all these pickups. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to drop down and select pickup. All right. What that's going to do is now if I click on any of these should have pickup for the tag as well as my trigger for my box collider. All right. So I click down. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some code. So we're actually going to go back into our player controller script. So if you want to open that up, and the only thing that we're adding, and mine's already added here, but is this stuff right here. Let's see. That right there. So what this is going to tell the player is anytime that that player is moving around and it collides with a box, that the ball is going to pick up that box. So this right here, that orange, is a reference to our pickup. This is very important that that's spelled right, spelled exactly as is. If you called your other thing, box, this would need to say box, and it would need to be spelled exactly the same as the reference in your tags. So everything else should be good. Again, be very careful. Make sure that you understand that the spacing and stuff here needs to be exact. All the spelling, the capitalizations on the object, compare tag, etc. And then afterwards, make sure you have your 3 brackets here to close, because this one right after the RB add force closes the previous stuff. We had the void on trigger, enter collider other, and then we open up some new code, open, close, and then that's the end closing point. Okay, so from here, you can get this on the Unity site and copy the code in, but this is what you need. All right, so if you go to the Unity site and you go to, I believe it's collecting the pickups, your code for the whole thing is here. You could just steal out what you need as well, which is just this part. So, but you could copy the whole thing and paste it over. Okay, so I'm just going to save it. All right, and that's good to go. Now I'm going back to my game. Now, if you test it right now, what should happen is if you drive the ball, it should pick up objects. All right. Now, there's one thing that they want us to do to kind of make this work a little bit better. And so what we're going to do is we're going to add a rigid body to our pickups. So what you want to do is go to your prefab, go to your pickup, add component, physics, and rigid body. Okay, now if I hit play on this, it applies to all of them. All my guys are going to fall down because gravity's been applied to them, and this thing does not have anything to stop them from falling. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say is kinematic, and then that will allow them to still function, and now they're just going to sit on top again. And there we go. It's working. Just not really good at driving this thing. Okay, so our ball's moving and picking up, and we're good. Now we want to start talking about the score. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go up to hierarchy. We're going to go down to UI, and we're going to go text. And what that's going to do is create this thing called a canvas, text, and an event system. All right, for canvas, we're going to work with that a little bit, but text, we want to call that, and hit return and count text. Spelled like that, preferably. Okay, capitalized spacing. Now, if I click on count text, you're probably not seeing anything out here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to my count text in this top right portion, and I'm going to click on this. Now you're going to have different options, and what I want to do is I'm going to hold down Shift and Alt, and I'm going to align this up to the top left corner. So I'm going to click there and go back out, and now you should see your text pop up. So this eventually will have our count going. What I'm going to do next, to show you a couple ways you can alter this. You can change your color right here. So go in there on your text, okay, make it red, make it yellow, green, whatever. So it pops up. You can also change your font. I don't think there's any other fonts loaded. You can change your style, that kind of stuff. And then from there, I'm going to click on my canvas, and I'm going to go into scale factor. Now this controls the scale of the text. So if I type in 2, you can see my text got bigger. All right. Okay. If you go to 10, it's gonna be way too big. So I recommend 2. The reason I go into canvas is just because it stays a little bit better in terms of non-pixelated. So, and then from here we should just save, and you're ready to go and start adding your coding for your count text.